Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Alex Driscoll again, coming at you today with another MLB Road to the Show video as we inch closer and closer to when MLB The Show 18 comes out. I believe, like, if you have all your pre-order stuff together, it comes out this weekend, but if not, it'll come out next weekend. So anyway, if you've been keeping up, these last 2 to 3 weeks of gameplay have not been good for the team at all. We were in contention for the second wild card spot, and we just completely have bottomed out. You see, we're 7.5 back now, and we are 12 games out of first place in the NL Central. So basically, if we want to win the division, we basically have to win out, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games left against divisional opponents. So we're basically going to have to win out to at least have even a chance at the division, and I see that as basically impossible. But there's still a solid chance, I will say that, of us at least trying to make the wild card. So right now we're going to get into gameplay. We got the St. Louis Cardinals. We are in St. Louis against our bitter rivals, the St. Louis Cardinals. So let's get right into some gameplay. So that was going to be starting right there on the mound for us is Curry Maya. I guess that's how you pronounce it, but never heard of him. He's 2-1 with a 6.06 ERA, and not doing so hot for us, but we'll see what happens. And we're going up against Michael Wacha for the Cardinals.
Time to get the weekend started with Friday night baseball from Busch Stadium.
And the Cardinals are actually in last in the division, so maybe that'll help us out a little bit, facing a cellar dweller team a little bit. All right, starting in center field too. Alright, curveball low and away. That was a good curveball right there by Michael Wacha.
And Harold, we take a look at the Cardinals entering play here tonight. They come in looking to make it 2 in a row.
Alright, fastball up and away. So now it counts 1-1.
So if they can carry that momentum over, they're going to be tough to beat.
Little pitch, grounded up the middle, shortstop dives and can't make the throw to first, but it was a really nice play to at least keep it in the infield by the shortstop for the Cardinals right there. Real good pitch by Michael Wacha, just shot it right back up the middle, and the shortstop made a real good diving play, but couldn't get me on the throw. So now Joey Votto's up. He's in a 1-2 count, 1 out. This pitch. Swung on, just little can of corn to Dexter Fowler out there in center. Or actually Tommy Pham, not Dexter Fowler, my bad. Here's Scooter Gennett.
What's the key for them to win this series opener, Harold?
Probably going to take off on his pitch.
I could be 0 for 15 if I don't execute.
He shot it up the gap in between short and third, and we were able to advance all the way around the third. So now we're in scoring position with 2 outs. Base hit scores us. That was a real good job of hitting right there by Scooter Gennett. All right, so here's Eugenio Suarez. He's in a 3-0 count. He'll probably walk. We'll see, though. Here it is. Yep. Ball 4, missed low. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. So if obviously El Garcia can get a nice base hit, maybe he can bring around 2 runs. So counts 2-2, 2 outs. Yep, swung on, driven right into the outfield. That's going to bring 1 run home. Here comes Scooter Gennett, and he is up. And so now we are up 2-0 here in the first. Jumped on them early. right there. Real good pieces of team hitting right there. Really like that. So here's Yachty. Lifted it. Well, not going to be able to get there. Oh, I did. Actually, wow. Thought that hit the ground. But I was actually able to get there. Had a bad jump from center, but I was able to get there in time. Alright, so here's Randall Butcher. We're down 4-2 after going up 2-0. Of course, there's the pitching for you. Deep fly ball, headed for the alley, not able to get there. So now it's going to be 5-2, so we've given up 5 runs in a 1 2/3 innings pitch. It's not going to win your ball games, and of course the pitching comes back to bite us. So in the third, we're down 5-2, going to try and get something going. Little circle change in on the hands, ball 1. Fastball shot right up the first base line. Going to try for 2, but not going to get there. I'll get my butt back to first. That was a real good piece of hitting too. Fastball low and in, and I just shot it right up the first base line for a single. Just stayed inside the baseball and just shot it that way. Alright, so our manager's telling us to steal the base on the first pitch. Here we go. Yachty's throw, not in time. We stole on Yachty with an okay jump. Not the best jump, but an okay jump. Alright, so now we're on second with no outs. Oh, so Joey Votto shot one into right field in the gap right there, right to the right fielder, but our third base coach told us to hold up because anything on the ground at least will score us when we're on third with no outs. Just got to get past the pitcher, especially if it's in the middle. They'll probably try to roll a double play. Alright, change up took by Scooter Jeanette, so now it's 0-2.
Do you go for the strikeout, or you're still looking for the double play ball?
Well, man, I think a lot of that depends on the type of pitcher that you are. If you're a power pitcher, you can go ahead and
Alright, so Scooter Jeanette right there just had a little bit of a swinging bunt. We went on contact and got in there safely. So now it's 5-3. But in the inning, we didn't have any defensive action, so now we score a run there, and so now it's 5-4 St. Louis here in the top of the 4th. All right, fastball right on the black, but it goes for ball 1. 1-0.
But a base runner here feels like it would really change the complexion of the inning.
As I record this, we are actually like 9 or 8 or so days, just a little over a week away from opening day. I'm really excited, of course, because it's baseball season. We'll get baseball from now until October. I'm just really excited, especially for the Braves, who are my favorite team. Oh, as I struck out, I was a bit late on that. Kind of went chasing a little bit too, but I'm really excited about this season coming up for the Braves. Last year could have been better. We started out kind of iffy, but then in May and June and early July we really started coming on, and then just really faded away after the All-Star break, and kind of just collapsed there at the end. But we saw a lot of really good young guys come up. We saw Sean Newcomb come up, Lucas Sims, Max Free, Ozzie Albies, who I'm really excited about. Dansby he didn't live up to expectations at all last year, but I fully expect him to rebound. And then you talk about the guys down with Farm. Mike Soroka had a fantastic year. So did Bryce Wilson, who's probably the best Braves pitching prospect that nobody's heard of. Joey Wentz is right on the heels of Mike Soroka and Colby Allard and all those guys. Colby Allard, he did okay. He saw a little bit of drop off in his in his velocity, but that was him kind of experimenting with different pitch grip. But and then of course Ronald Acuna. I mean, he started out in little fly ball for us here in game, the Tommy fan out there in center. But anyway, and the Cardinals are up now 9-4. Pitching has fell through again. But Ronald Acuna, now it's 11-5. But Ronald Acuna, I mean, the guy started at High A, Florida, in the Braves system as a 19-year-old, and then he just tore it up that first month or so in Florida. Then he moves up to Mississippi, just tears it up as the youngest player in AA in the Southern League. And then, excuse me, my voice is kind of scratchy. It's kind of allergy season here in the South. But after tearing it up in AA Mississippi, he goes in to AAA, gets caught up and finishes the year in AAA as the youngest player in AAA, and just absolutely tears it up there. And then he goes to the Arizona Fall League as the youngest player there, and lo and behold, he wins the MVP there. And he hit like 20-something bombs and stole 40 bases. So that just speaks to the player that he is, and he's a consensus #1 overall prospect. And if you didn't hear anything about him in the spring, he just tore it up during the spring. He had like a 400. I think it was like 430 something batting average, a 500 on base percentage. His OPS was sky high. He had 4 home runs, led the team in home runs. But Braves were going to send him down to AAA. That way we can have more service time for the first 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm really, really excited to see what we get out of Ronald Acuna, and then all the young guys coming up with the pitchers. And so the previous game, we lost. I think it was 11-5. I know I kind of veered off in talking about the Braves, but now I'm going to kind of veer off and talk about MLB 18 The Show. If you haven't been paying attention to any of the Twitch streams or any of that good stuff, the way they are revamping Road the Show, I really, really like how they're going to revamp it. How they're doing it is they're completely going away with training points, which I really, really like. What they're going to do is you're going to make your guy, of course, in the creation suite and everything. You're going to make your guy, and then a guy is going to come up to you, and he's like, hey, or whatever. He's like, yes sir, you're going to play the infield. What type of player are you going to be like? And then it'll give you like different archetypes or player types. Like you have the wizard, who is glove first and really, really good at speed, but his weakness is power. He's not going to be a power hitter. And then you have good hands or soft hands, and so he's going to be pretty good defender. But then you have Mr. Reliable, who can basically do it all. And then you have Bat First, who, of course, is what it sounds like his strengths are going to be contact and power, with a weakness probably in fielding or speed. And then you have Power Corner. And what Power Corner is whether you're playing infield, if you're in the infield, Power Corner, of course, is going to be first to third, and you're going to have a power bat and a good arm and good fielding skills. But the trade-off is you're going to have really bad speed. And I really didn't get a glimpse of what the outfield was, but say in older versions of the show, you could go out, get your PlayStation card or whatnot, come back, spend it on some stubs, and based on the stubs you can buy training points. And then with the training points, you can just make a 99 guy overall and everything. And that's not realistic at all. And so what they're going for is more realism in that. Oh, bad reaction right there. But they're going with a lot more realism. And so when you have, so you're not going to have training points. It's just going to give the points to you based on your performance. So say in this game I go 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Based on that, my contact is going to go up and my power is going to go up as well because I hit an extra base hit. But say I go 0 for 4 with a strikeout or 2, and that's going to decrease my contact and my power. So it's all based on what you do at the plate and in the field. Say in the field, I boot a ball and I can't get to it and I have an error. My fielding's going to go down, so is my reaction time. Say I make a throwing error, my throwing strength and my throwing accuracy is going to go down. And so I really like that. They're not giving you training points anymore. It's just based off of your performance, which I really like. Similar kind of to like what 2K does with all their caps and everything. Base hit right there. I think we're down 4-2 here late in the game versus the Cardinals. But anyway, they're basing it off of your performance, and then you have, like, I believe Ramon Russell, who's over in MLB TheShow, said that you're gonna have like 25 or so training sessions. Oh, sweet. There we go. Tied ball game. As we get back into the gameplay a little bit, Joey Votto just unleashed on that. As we come home around to score, and Joey Votto just ties this game up. He had a high fastball and just unleashed. But anyway, so it's a tie ball game, but we don't get any defensive anything doing, and Cardinals actually win. They score 1 in the 8th, and we end up losing. But anyway, so back to what I was saying about like the training points and everything. It's just based off of your performance in the field, similar to what 2K does with their career mode. And then Ramon Russell said that you'll have like 25 or so training sessions, and based on those training sessions, you can either work on your contact, your power, or your fielding skills, or your speed skills. And so based on that, it will give you more points towards that. And you have a cap on everything. So say I do Mr. Reliable, and what I saw with Mr. Reliable was that I think it was like you're going to be really good at contact and fielding or something like that, or it may have been that you're going to be a good contact hitter with a little bit of power, but your trade-off is going to be not a lot of fielding. And so say I do that, and so of course I'll be a good contact, a good hitter. Oh, whoa, scary little moment. I get hit in the upper body, but not in the head, but I'll be good there. When I'm Mr. Reliable, I'll be good there. And so say the cap for that, for contact, it's probably going to be like 90 something. And then the cap for power is probably going to be like 60 something. So once you hit that cap, you can't go over that cap unless you do these training sessions and you have your equipment, your gear. So with your gear, it'll give you a little bit more power here and a little bit more contact here, whatever. And with a fielding glove, whatever brand you have, whatever type of glove you have, it'll give you a little bit more fielding ability here and there. So that's basically the rundown on how they're doing the new road to show. And there's a home run for the Cardinals, and they are up 1-0 early. But I'm really excited for the new baseball season and the new video game coming out. Really excited to hop in and see what I can do on Road to Show. So now we're going to get a little bit back on track a little bit into gameplay. So the Cardinals won the first and second game, so we're trying to avoid the sweep. So we have lost our 6th straight series in a row now, but the Cardinals are up 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Little fastball, reach out and ground it. The middle, shortstop gets it, throws it on the first. Alright, here's Paul DeYoung.
Oh for 1 for him here.
Still 1-0 here in the 4th.
There's a swing and a
Swing and a drive. Looks like we're going to be took to the warning track, but we're there.
He makes the catch. A great effort.
And if you haven't noticed, I did grind a little bit and buy the Under Armour sleeve. So now we are all Under Armour. We are all Under Armour with the batting gloves, the cleats, the elbow guard, the wrist guard, and the arm sleeve. But now it looks like we'll probably be swept as St. Louis is up 5-0 here late. We suck. I'm just going to go out and say it. We suck.
Do what he can to work toward cutting into this big deficit. And this is fouled straight back.
But with the equipment, like I was saying, I got the new Under Armour sleeve. But with that, of course, Under Armour doesn't make baseball bats. They don't make baseball gloves. So what they do in real life is that they have partnerships with other baseball companies, and like Marucci and Wilson for gloves, and Rawlings for gloves as well. So what I'm trying to do is, if it were real life, of course I'd be an Under Armour guy as we shoot that right in the right field for a base hit. If it were me, I'm a straight Under Armour guy. I'd have all Under Armour stuff except for my bat. I would have a Marucci bat. I'd do that the Under Armour Marucci and probably Wilson deal. But here in the game, I'm doing the Rawlings type of thing, because the Wilson stuff is way too hard to grind for, unless you're going to go out and buy a PlayStation card. Not going to try to get a second right there on Dexter Fowler. Good throw right there by him. But it's just way too hard to grind for, unless you're going to go out and drop $30 to $40 for a PlayStation card and buy some stubs, which I'm not going to do. Anyway, but so I'm going to grind for that new Rawlings glove. And Scooter Gennett strikes out. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for the time being. As far as MLB 18 the show goes, I know you can do year-to-year saves and bring 17 the show, all your progress to 18 the show. Probably won't do that. I'm probably going to, I will probably start a new career on MLB 18 the show as we score. So we break in the scoring right there. Joey Votto comes around all the way from first, and so now it's 5-2 late. But anyway, I'll probably start a new road to show in MLB 18. It'll still be myself, will still be Alex and everything, but it'll be still probably going to play second base, but probably be a whole different skill set than you see here. That's a power contact guy that's real good at fielding. So I mean, we'll see. But anyway, we do get swept by the Cardinals. Doesn't do anything for our playoff hopes, our playoff chances. So we'll see how far we dropped. I know now we're at least 15 games out of first in the Central, so we are probably done there for divisional title contention.
This skipper tries to shock his slumping team back to life.
And well, Brian Price has just said what he said the past time. He's like, does anybody care about winning? But anyway, let's see how far we've fallen. Yeah, we are 12.5 out of first place. We are now in dead last in the NL Central. Let's see, we are now 10 games out of that second spot for the wild card. So with that being said, I've been Alex Driscoll. If you liked it, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. You can find me there easily at Alex Driscoll. So with that being said, again, I've been Alex Driscoll saying have a great rest of the day and God bless.